Alright, so we're going to begin the next video. This video is more about cleanup and maybe some cool tweaks if we have enough time. But right now our code's a little sloppy. One example of sloppiness is right here. I kind of hit on this in the last one. These two lines, 3 lines, really don't need to be there. Let's just integrate them into other variables and eliminate those extra variables. So like right here, we're setting the score text right here. We're setting the score to the score text and then bringing the score text down here. Why take all those steps? What we can do is just take all this out by doing this. If we just go score equals and then end it and then dot dot, we've replicated this whole line right in here. So we could take this out altogether, bring this variable down and replace that variable, and take this off altogether. And then when we put our zombie back in our scene, our score is still going to work just fine, but it's less than code. See? Score works fine. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is ammo counts here. So the clip ammo text, we're just going to add this part right here. And then we can eliminate ammo display 1. And then we need to make the clip ammo text instead of display 1. And then we could take the total ammo, copy that out, and put that right here. And then take this completely out and come up, pull out this, and then come down here to total ammo and place it in place of ammo 2. So when we save, let's take Mr. Zombie back out. When we run, we still have a display that functions properly. We can't take out the health display because it actually does some math in here. These aren't exactly together yet. This puts them together. So I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that exactly the way it is right now. Alright. So that cleans up our code a little bit. I like to take the extra spaces out of like things. Like this is all setting up pretty much the text and the player. Then here we're setting up stuff. And then here we're actually making the boxes. And then here we're writing the text. I like to keep those separated like that so that it's easier to come back and look at later when you don't remember exactly what all's going on. Alright, so now we took out a couple lines of code and that's much cleaner and simpler. If you're happy with that, stick with that. I like to resize these boxes a little bit because like if you look at the ammo box, the total ammo and the rounds in the mag, it's a lot of space, especially in the score, because everything is based off of that size variable. What I want to do is make it where that size variable is really only used for the bars, like the health bar itself, and these actually right here, sorry. The health bar and the health bar background can be those sizes. But the rest I want to be based off of the text length. So what we can do is we could set that up right here. We could do, let's do it in update world. Alright, I'm going to set up a break and then we're going to set up some variables. So script.ammo or background. Let's say background size. And we'll make that a vector 2. That way we have less variables working, and then we could just call its x and y. And then we'll make script score size equals a also vector 2. Because once again, it's a 2D image and only has two sizes. Alright, so what we're going to actually do is we're going to say, we can't do this here actually. It needs to be done in context. So we could add context here, but that's going to get confusing. So let's just do it down here, keep all the context stuff together. So in our setup, we'll just call that setup. So we're going to do self.score size first, because it's easier, and you'll see how it's done. So the score size dot x is going to be equal to the context get width. And what width do we want it to get? Well, we want it to get the score text. What is the width of this score text? I believe I'm doing that correctly. Let me double check my cheat sheet. It's been a while since I've called these. Alright. Score text equals score kill. Score size x equals... Oh, nope, I didn't do it right. Right there. Alright. Let's just copy this out. And then I'll explain it when we get into the manager here. Alright. So what we're going to do is actually call the variable as an entity. So then get that entity's text width. Or no, using the font. I'm sorry. I'm getting all messed up and I'm misleading you. Using this font, which we've declared up here, right here, and loaded. Using that font, it wants you to get the width, and then of this text. And then we actually want to make it slightly bigger, so we're going to make it times 1.2. Because if you make it the exact size, it'll barely fit. And then self.score size dot y for the y value in that vector 2. We're going to call it self HUD font. And I believe I used HUD font up here. Yeah, I did. And then we're going to get text height. And we actually don't need to tell it which text it's getting. Get text height. They didn't like that. I'll just get height. Sorry. And we don't need to tell it which text, because the font height is going to tell it how big it is. So now that we've told it what its x and y are, well, we can come down here to our score text, and then instead of saying self size, we could say self.score, if I could spell score. Self.score size dot x, and then once again, instead of this self size here, we're going to say score size y. Let's run that. Okay, so we're getting there. Then we also need to change the box. Now, that's this box. So once again, wait, that's the wrong one. This one. We still want it to be divided by 2, so it makes it in the middle of the screen. And make sure you change this value. And then self-score size y. Come on. There you go. self score size y equals right there, and drag this out a little right there. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so the box is better. Okay, this is where we went wrong here. We shouldn't have multiplied up here. You want to multiply down here. Alright. So, we want it to be the get width divided by 2, the score size divided by 2, the height times 0.99, minus the score size y. And actually, we don't want that to be quite the score size y. We're going to make it the same factor as this. Now, we want to make this a little longer, so times 1.2. We will make this a little longer, so multiply that by 1.2. So since we multiplied that out, we also need to multiply this one out, or else it's going to push off the screen. Okay, so now it's a little bit bigger than my text. And I need to work on my positioning a little. So, right here we need this to be divided by 2. And then we need this to be that should be fine, actually. Okay, we're getting closer. So, when we divided that by 2, it moved it exactly in line with the box, because the box is also divided by 2. So, we're going to say 2.2, actually. Let's see if that brings it up. And it went the wrong way. Really? Yeah. 1 point. We've been doing 2, so 1.8. Alright, so we got our x value set. Let's get the y worked on a little bit. It looks like the box is set a little off. It's not quite as big as I'd like it to be. So let's make this times 0.5 and make this times 0.5, and let's take a look at what we got. Okay, that's looking better. And now, because we did this minus score size y, we need to move that up. So let's multiply that by, I think that might work. No, that's going to push it up too high. So let's bring this down just a little, about half of what we multiplied up. Alright, we've got that pretty well centered now. Next, what we're going to do is the ammo. The ammo's done very similarly, but it is more complex because we're only drawing one box, but 2 different lines of text, and so on. So let's just jump right into it. Let's go up top, and I'm going to do this before to keep stuff together. I've always been going health, ammo, health, or health, ammo, score, health, ammo, score. Let's just keep that going. So script dot, oh no, it looks like I got it here. Ammo background size. I don't think I have that anywhere else in the script. Oh. Yeah, so I already made that variable. Alright, so right here, we'll put it right before the score. Self dot background size, or ammo background, excuse me. And dot y. Okay, so the dot y is going to be exactly the same. So because it's exactly the same means we don't need it. We only need a the x. So self dot HUD font get text width, and then we want to say self dot, actually we are going to need a little bit of something here. Okay, we're going to do the x and y's both. and you'll see why. So let's just leave that alone for now, and let's come up here. And then let's say if self dot clip ammo text no, that's not the way I want to do it. I want to say self dot HUD font, because what we're going to do is we're going to compare the lengths of the two. So if the HUD font get text width, and then self dot clip ammo text is greater than the self dot HUD font get text width of, we called that total ammo text. And once again, this is not a global, so self. Then let's just say, how do we want to do this? Because we want to basically select between the two. Let's make a new variable up here. We'll call it ammo text L for length, and we'll just call it a nil there. Self dot ammo text L, right? Yep. Equals, and we'll just say, because it's greater, self dot clip ammo text. Alright, and then if self dot HUD font get text width, self dot, and we're just going to reverse it. Is greater than self dot HUD font get text width, self dot clip ammo, then self dot ammo, whoops, text L equals self dot total ammo text, and end it. Alright, so then what we want to do is right here, because we want to make sure, so if self dot ammo text L equals nil, then error and we want to say HUD ammo text L not found. That way, if for some reason, why did that close up like that? That's strange. Well, anyway, let's just move that up, because I think that's messing that up. Let's just put it back, whatever. That way, if this doesn't get calculated, it'll kick an error. Yeah. Alright, so then what we want to do is get back into our sizing. So the ammo background size equals the length of this ammo text L. Because whichever of the two is longer is going to be this value, because we copied it in. And so then what we can do next, we don't need to do that. And let's just rename, no, let's not rename it. Let's just leave it alone. Alright, so now let's grab, this is our score size, and this is our ammo. Okay, so then anywhere it says ammo size, we need to change it to, well, not everywhere, because we want to leave the Y's alone. So, for the X values, that's what we want it to be. Okay, let's give this sucker a shot. Nope, it didn't like something. It didn't like that right there. And that's what was screwing everything up. Hey, what do you know? You learn something new every day. Alright, a then, yep, forgot the then. There you go. Okay. So our box is not appearing properly at all. It's like way small of what we actually want it to be. But that's because we didn't offset it properly. Alright, these are getting kind of long. So I'm going to make this full screen so that we can see what we're doing again. So in here, whenever we changed up our ammo size, we didn't actually, the ammo background size X, we didn't multiply it by a factor. So let's give it a 1.5 factor. Yeah, that might work. Let's check that out. Oh, that looks better. And then we also need to change this clip ammo and total ammo text X to be the background sizes, to bring the text in a little more alignment. Oh, whoa. Oh, there's Y. See that? I changed the Y value. Gotta be careful. Okay, so the Y value shouldn't be X value. Yep. Okay, let's try that. Better, but these are X's, and this I changed. Shouldn't have changed that. Okay. Leave the Y's alone. Save that, run it. Okay. Alright, now, let's pull these out. I think the times 0.8s are going to be wrong. Yeah, okay. Looks a little better. And then let's look at the width minus this times 1.5, and the Y's. Let's change up the Y's too, because the Y should say this, because that's what we're going to use for our font. So all these can go over to score size. Okay. And then this one for health display. We just need to keep working with these factor numbers to get them closed up some. And in our rectangle, 1.5 is probably a little much. Let's do 1.2. Looking at that. And up here, we're going to leave this based on the size. Actually, I should have done that here too, because that's dealing with your health bar. We want to leave that alone, because that text is properly positioned. Alright. Let's keep working on that ammo bar. So we got the health bar and the health text. and the score text where we want it. We just got to play with these ammos for right now. What I'm going to do out here is to help us out a little. I'm going to say this is health. I'm just going to comment these in. This is ammo, because I'm getting a little blurry-eyed looking at all these lines. And this is score. And these are identifiable here. That way we get an idea of which is which. This is actually health background, and this is health bar. Okay, and these green, like double dash, that comments. So this won't actually affect any of the scriptier code. It's only for looking at it in the editor to be able to read it. Except for these, and if you call inputs. That's another tutorial altogether on how to call inputs. Let's take a break here because this one's getting really long.